Page 25, Back Woods Boogie. On page 24, they're giving you another improvisation idea that you can add to your library of ideas. And that is, you'll take a musical motif, remember that, just a short collection of notes, and you'll play those notes backwards, called retrograde. Some people say retrograde, I say retrograde, whatever. It means backwards. So look at the top of page 24. They give you the musical motif is this. If I want to play it backwards, I'm just going to play those same notes except the other direction. They write them out for you. The point is, you can read the top line, just read the other direction, whichever direction you were going, and you play the same notes. And that's what retrograde is. And that's another thing you can do. So you've got most music motif going and you want to improvise, try it out. Just go back and read those notes backwards and see what happens. It could be fun. And that's really what they're doing on page 24. That you look at the bottom of the page, you have the two lines of music there. So the motif is the first one. Then retrograde is playing those notes backwards in the right hand, not the left, just the right. Then we're going to play them backwards again. Now we're going to go up an octave. And then they do an ending. Now we take a motif again, the second line. Now they want you to do what you did in the first line. They just didn't write out the notes. What they want you to do is to be able to read the motif, the notes in the first measure, and read them backwards as you're playing it. And then go up an octave and do it again. And then they give you the ending there. To get this, just give you another idea of improvising. So you can do that because you can use this idea in Back Woods Boogie. On page 25, at the bottom, the last line there, they give you a section to improvise. The two blank measures in the right hand, that's for you. It's repeated. And since you're jamming, you can repeat it any number of times you want. There's no limit to it. Now when we do the play with me section, I'm just going to repeat it one time, but when you're playing it yourself, you repeat it as much as you want. So the first measure is here. So in the second measure, it's up to you what you want to do. You could actually just play it again. Or do what they're trying to do on page 24 to experiment with it. Try reading those notes in that first measure backwards. Go here. Start with the last note, and then the next note, and then the 2/8 notes. You're just reading it backwards. And then another measure of whatever you want to do. You got two measures to play with. It's up to you. And then each time you repeat it, try something else. You experiment with it. As the idea is you and your imagination. What do you want to do there? And go back and look at the earlier in the book to see the other ideas. For instance, you can play a louder or softer. You can play in a different octave. So, in this piece, at the top of page 25, they're giving you a bass pattern. And this is another cool thing to know if you're going to improvise. Another thing to add to your library of ideas, this is a pattern. So if they give you just simple, like at the bottom line, this thing, you don't want to just play whole notes. You can play this pattern at the top instead. It's 1, 2. Or they give you the other. It's a good pattern to know that you can, again, improvise in the left hand, altering it. We use this pattern, they're using it in the first couple of lines, or the first third line actually, but they're just giving you whole notes in the left hand so you can concentrate on improvising the right hand. But if you get really comfortable with that, go ahead and change those whole notes into something else. Improvise the left hand too. Now there's an acoustic jamming line at the bottom for a duet. Not much to it, just simple. To give you an idea if you wanted to play along. I'm not going to add it in this video because there's nothing to it. It's just a G repeated. If there's a guitar player around or somebody else around, or another musician or something, have them play along with you. Let's try this out on this backwards boogie thing, and we're going to go really, really slow because I just want to check the notes. If it's a boogie woogie, I generally don't swing the eighth notes on a boogie woogie. They can go either way, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and do this in a jazz style, so we are going to swing the eighth notes, so it's here. Type thing. So we're going to go ahead and swing the eighth notes. I kind of like it that way. So put your hands where they go, here, here, and I'll give us 4 counts. Watch the accidentals, they'll get you. 1, 2, and ready, and go, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Repeat. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and